recommend using regular AA's and not rechargeable AA's. When putting your batteries in, make sure that the negative side is properly centered with the connectors. If they are not centered, it does tend to cause a little bit of interference, and some of the functions on your clock don't want to work quite properly. So just make sure that those are all centered. Once you put your fourth battery in, it's going to take a second, and then you are going to hear a beep. There we are. Put your battery compartment back on. Alright, now you are ready to set all the functions on your clock. To know that your clock is functioning properly, right after that beep, it's just going to say 12 o'clock on the front of your clock. And then to set the time, you're going to press and hold the set button for just a couple seconds. Then 12 hours is going to pop up on your screen. You're going to tap your set button one more time so that you can set the time, and then set it to your current time, which ours is around 10:29. Once the time is set, you're just going to tap that set button once more and your time will be locked in. So, tap and set. Most popular function on the OK to Wake clocks is the OK to Wake function, which is what sets the green light time for when your children can get out of bed. If you have an early riser and you don't want them getting out of bed till 6 or 7 a.m., you'll set the time for 6 a.m. and then with a duration of 1 hour. So in order to do that, you're going to press and hold the OK to Wake button. 6 a.m. will automatically pop up on your screen along with the OK to Wake icons. If you want it for 6 a.m., which we'll leave it for 6 a.m., or if you want to change it, you have an hour and minute button again that you use for your set time. Then once to hold and lock that time in, again, you just tap the wake button one more time and your times are set and locked in. Now to change the duration of the green light and your yellow night light, you're going to use the auto off button. And what you do is you just tap that once and 30 minutes will pop up, and then tap it again. You have an hour and a half, 2 hours, and 15 minutes. We highly recommend leaving around that hour mark, being that 2 hours every time you leave the light on is draining the batteries more. So once you have that, you're all set and you have that hour duration, you don't have to tap it, you just leave it and then that will fade away and then your current time will go back onto the screen. And also your green light and your yellow light coincide with the auto off button. So if you set the green light for an hour, the yellow light's on for an hour and vice versa. Now your night light, yellow light function that I'm talking about is when you tap this button, your night light function comes on and your clock lights up yellow. And you can do that when you put your child to bed, just tap that yellow button or
Nowadays, the home security market is highly competitive, and users' demand for function is becoming more and more abundant.
This is the Wake Me Up light. It has a dual alarm clock function, which is really useful. So you just push the button for a long time, and then when it flashes on the front, you use the plus and minus here to adjust the time, and then you press again to adjust the minutes, like that, and then press the button again to set. It's really convenient with the two. You can have one for yourself and one for your family or your children, or you can do it so you have one for weekdays and one for weekends. If you're like me and sometimes you want to stay in a warm, cozy bed, when your alarm goes off, if you press this button, then it will reset for 9 minutes. The Wake Me Up light has 7 natural sounds for the alarm. If you push the button here and push again, and you can see here, and then use the adjusting buttons here, the plus and minus, to change the sounds. So you can go through and pick your favourite one, whatever you fancy. If you press this button here once, it will go on to the FM function for the radio. If you want to change the channel, if you press for 2 seconds the plus or the minus, it will skim through and automatically find the channels. If you press it shortly, very quickly, it will adjust the volume. The Wake Up light has 7 different colours and 20 different brightness levels. So when you push the button, you can just push through, and it goes brighter to a white light, and then it goes on to the brightness level, as you can see there as well. And if you just want to use it as a night light, or you want to read a book and use it as a bedside light, then you can just adjust the level, make it brighter so you can read before you go to sleep.